The urgent application will be heard this morning at the court. It comes after the court initially ordered the IEC in June of 2016 to collect the addresses for everyone who appears on the voters' roll after December 2013. According to notes issued by the court on Tuesday, it has already granted the IEC an interim extension to November 30th this year to complete the process, but the IEC is asking for more time and wants an extension to November 29th next year. This date will fall after the 2019 national and provincial election. Our reporter Abongile Dumako is at the court this morning. Abongile, just a preview into what might transpire today. What are the chances that the court will grant the extension?
Good morning. Of course, there is certainly no certainty as to what might transpire in this Concord this morning, but we understand that right now inside the Concord, the IEC is actually tabling its case, saying that they are appealing to the Constitutional Court to actually grant them this 17 months extension, saying that they are sitting at 82% now of verifying the voters' roll of this country. Some saying that if they've been allowed to do so, they might be able to finish even before the 17 months that they've been asked to be given. One can only wonder if at all the Concord judges here will be able to sort of judge, in fact, in their favor. We are sort of waiting in anticipation here as to what is going to transpire. You'll also understand as well that the political parties, including your IFP and the DA, have been vocal in saying that the IEC should have done their job way long ago before actually the extended extension for them to be able to finish their job, which is November this year. They're saying that it shows incompetency on their side, that they are still unable to sort of verify that who's staying where, who's in the voters' roll and who is not, saying that the court must not actually grant them that extension, saying that they just have to pull their strides in making it a point that all voters are registered in the country's voters' roll. We are going to see, of course, the panel of judges are here in the Concord, if at all they are going to be in favor of the IEC, or maybe they won't be granted the extension.
But of course, if the extension is not granted, about 1.3 million of those registered voters will be removed from the voters' roll. What impacts could this have?
A very concerning number of voters that could be excluded from the voters' roll. And of course, the political parties that I've mentioned, the IFP and the DA, having expressed concern in as far as that is concerned, saying that they might lose numbers in terms of support base in the country if people think that they are registered with IEC and yet their addresses, their phone numbers are not in the voters' roll. It's going to be a difficult period for them, they say, if they are not able to identify who's staying where and of course who's going to be voting where, and because they're saying that the 2019 elections are quite critical in South Africa, and of course we are yet again days to see whether or not the judge will sort of lean on their side or lean on the IEC's side. It's a difficult one to anticipate, but I understand that by 10:30 this very morning we'll be able to know whether or not IEC will be granted that 17-month extension to be able to sort out their voters' roll.
Is it problematic that the extension that the IEC is requesting for extends beyond the national elections next year?
Very problematic in the sense that it means a large number, more than 1 million of South Africans won't be able to vote if they are not registered at their preferred polling stations throughout the country. It takes the IEC to be able to grant that opportunity to citizens to be able to vote at a polling station of their choice. And for that to happen, officials from the IEC need to go all out and actually reach out to every household to get details of those people, where they stay, their ID numbers, their cell phone numbers and contact details. So if that didn't happen, it literally means that you're not a registered voter. They've got their role, but it's not a verified number of people that are eligible to vote in the country. So that's basically the biggest concern, which again goes back to the IEC for having failed in a way to actually speed up their work from 2016, during when the last judgment was handed down here in Concord, where they were given an extension, which they actually appealed for, to say it must be extended to November, that they have not been able to complete the task. They're only sitting at 82%, they say this morning.
Abongile Dumako is at the Constitutional Court in Braamfontein, and he'll continue to follow that story for us and give us the outcome as it happens. But not far from there is the Commission of State Capture in Parktown, which is currently underway, and we're going to cross there.